Dubai is a bubble. That's the question I've been hearing for the past 4-5 years time. Dubai will hit the correction. That's also one of the very common questions that I've been receiving from a lot of people. Whenever I talk to someone new who is looking to invest in Dubai real estate, they always raise these questions. One is the bubble factor and second is the correction. Now I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into how do you understand if the market is a bubble, and I'm gonna shed some light a little bit towards the correction part, if that is what we are seeing or if that is possible, which I know certain areas will take the hit in the next coming few years time. But if you're looking Dubai on a macroeconomic perspective, you might not get the clarity. Now, if you really want to judge the market, you really look into the powerful core indicators of the economy and understand how much exposed the market is towards the mortgage side, also towards the price to income ratio, also towards the price to rent ratio, which is all have been covered by this one of the very famous institution based in Switzerland, UBS. Now UBS is one of the authority which manage the assets of 50% of the billionaires of the world. So whenever they post any kind of a report as an institution, people really listen. So I've been looking at this report. I'm gonna briefly talk about it and certain indicators so that you can also judge if the market is moving towards in a positive way or if it's a negative. So I see a lot of clients are hyped about certain projects in Dubai, but if you really look at it deeply, you really understand certain indicators clear a lot of fog of the information which is floating around in the market right now. And also we're going to talk about an investment opportunity which is a once in a decade opportunity right now in Dubai, one of the very prestigious neighborhoods coming by EMAAR. A lot of people who have been following my channel, they already know what I'm talking about. But to educate, to understand, to really bring confidence, this is why I keep on making videos to give you all the information that you can decide better for yourself. Now we're also going to see the transactions. We're also going to see what are the current listings available into the best comparison towards this master plan of EMAAR, so that we have a complete idea on a perspective of ready versus off plan. So let's get started. If you look at the report of UBS, now UBS is currently rating Dubai as a fairly valued market, and they evaluate this fairly valued through a certain points. They look at some markers in the economy in which there is price to income ratio. But price to income ratio is that how many years of an income is required to afford a property near the urban center or near the city center of Dubai, the minimum possible property of 650 or 600 square feet in Dubai. So in Dubai right now, if you were to look at the price to income ratio, let's break it down first, how many markers they use to understand if the market is fairly valued, undervalued, moderate, or highly valued, or forming a bubble. There is a price to rent ratio, which means how many years worth of a rent is required to pay off your property. So this also indicates if the rents and the property values are rising in parity, or the rents are rising, or the property prices are rising and the rents are stable at a certain point. Currently, there are so many things in play. There is a tourism aspect as well. There is a household aspect as well. But we're going to break it down. Let's not get into much of a detail, but I'm going to give it to you as much information as I can so that you will have complete clarity. Although you have my number mentioned, we can get into the Zoom call and we can discuss extensively in detail about these reports. In Dubai, if you were to look at and compare it to other global markets, very wealthy markets, which are very well developed, mature for hundreds of years, in Dubai, it is 5 years worth of an income is required to own a property nearby to the city center. So this is the main reason why it's fairly valued. So let me give you an idea. If you look at Hong Kong, London, Paris, or any of those mature markets, if you look at these reports of UBS, the average is 15 years worth of income is required to own a property in these countries. So Dubai is lying very less than a 50% on those valuations if you look at these indicators. There is another indicator which is the price to rent ratio. So the price to rent ratio in Dubai is around almost 15 years, which means the rental yields, if you were to take the average, is somewhere around 6.6% average. So we are considering 6.6% on an average, but if you look at the Zurich, you will be required at least 43 years worth of a rent. So these numbers will tell you if it is suitable to own a property or to rent a property when you're moving inside the city. So this is the main reason why a lot of families and households, they are renting a property for 1 or 2 years and then ended up buying a property through mortgage or through cash. Now there are two more aspects in which we go deeply. The video will become much longer, but I just wanted to give you an idea. There is a construction contribution to the GDP, how much of a construction contribution to the GDP is, which is more or less to 5%. Because it's an ever-expanding city, city is expanding, there's a lot of money moving towards the new infrastructure developments. The city is expanding, new road networks are being announced, malls, schools, hospitals, beachfront location, urban centers, everything is expanding. So this comes under that umbrella. There is a very big project of Dubai Reef as well. So everything comes under Al Maktoum Airport. So there are a lot of things which contribute the construction to GDP exposure. But still, if you look at it, because it's an ever expanding city, it's touching to 5%. So this is one angle. Second angle is the mortgage or debt exposure to the economy. So if you look at that, the Dubai banks are very well controlled, very well managed. You are somewhere around 5 to 6% in the mortgage to debt ratios, because most of the transactions in Dubai real estate are mostly cash based. So the market is not very well exposed towards the bank, and because of that, the banks actually are very much cash rich in Dubai. And they tend to use that money towards more productivity, because that's basically the purpose of the bank, right? They lend money to businesses so that they make money and economy becomes more productive. So if you look at the other big economies of the world, which is US, Canada or any other, there the exposure is somewhere around 40 to 50%. I might be quoting number wrong, it could be higher, but because the whole market is based on mortgage-based buying of houses, the exposure is quite high, which is why their markets boom and bust, which we have already seen in the past 10-15 years. So Dubai is learning from the mistakes. These are the indicators that can make you understand how Dubai is learning towards it. Now there is another thing which really bugs people is the upcoming supply. So in 2023, the total number of units Dubai Land Department registered is around 838k units. Now these numbers are just to make you understand. If we go deeply, you will really understand why these developers are going bullish on creating more and more housing into certain locations of Dubai. But to give you an idea, in 2024, the total handovers happened was around 30,000 plus. And in 2025, up till now, like the H1 of 2025 is around 16,500 units have been added. So if you include all of this, is somewhere around like 874 total units up till now. Now the total supply until 2029 is expected to be 365,000 units. But I know this bugs you a lot if you're looking at the supply which is upcoming. Let me give you an idea. Please stick with me. So 365,000 units until 2029. Now, if you look at the historical handovers in the market of Dubai, it haven't surpassed the number of 35,000 to 30,000 units a year. And if you look at from 2010 up till 2024, it haven't surpassed that number. But because there is a more demand, so you might see this number jumping a little bit higher. But for the past 15 years, we haven't seen more than 30,000, 35,000 units being handed over in just single year. So the goal is until 2029 to deliver 1.2 million units, and our total population has touched 4.04 million. Now, this doesn't give us that kind of a complete idea. So if you go around in Dubai, you will see a lot of construction going on, a lot of hustle bustle in the city, a lot of projects are being developed. So you will try to imagine and you will see that there are so many blue collar people are working inside the city, but the number says otherwise. So right now, if you were to look at the household, total household in Dubai, is because this is the data from Dubai Statistics Center, so it is not my numbers, it is actually available for the public. You can also see this. So the total number of household in Dubai is 711,000. That's early in 2024, but at the end of 2024 there was an increase and it reached to 771,000 household. So if you look at this number, now the average number of family is around 4 people. So if you really look into this and you multiply it by 771,000, the total population 4.04, like 75% of our total population is basically families, like actual households. This growth and our population growth is going at the average rate of 5% because it is changing. It is, in some years it is going till 10%, some years it is 5%, but average is basically 5%. So if we take 5%, so by 2029 we are expecting at least 4.9 million people are actually the residents by 2029. Now let's write 2024 because it's in 2024, but if you look at these two number of 711 to 770,000, that's like a 7.8% jump in the household numbers in just 1 year. So if you take this number and multiply it by 2029, until 2029, if you really try to average out like how many households will be added to the economy, that makes up to around 1.2 million households by 2029. Now there are so many factors in play. There are so many things to look at, like how many 1 beds, how many 2 beds, how many 3 beds, how many units are actually accommodating to the families. And there is a tourism aspect as well. I can get into that detail, but again, this video will become much longer. So I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna completely break it down, this UBS bubble report, so that you will have a complete clarity into the insights, actual insights to understand the market of Dubai. This clearly tells us that the gap in supply and handovers, because 2029 we're expecting 1.2 million units, which I'm 100% sure that this number is not going to achieve in the handovers perspective, but the household number will keep on increasing and the market is in a very healthy way moving very positively, and there is a shortfall for housing. So now, once in a decade lifetime opportunity in which you can maximize your ROE is the opportunity coming up by EMAAR. Now these kinds of opportunity will be available in the future as well, but the locations will keep on changing. But right now at the very prime location, so I'm gonna give you the transactional data so that you will have an idea. So we still have time. My company is the #1 agency for EMAAR. In this year, in 2025, we will still be awarded #1 agency of EMAAR, and we are crossing the numbers of billions of dirhams worth of sales. We always get a priority. So if you are really looking seriously in Dubai to make the lifetime of an investment with the market leader, with one of the biggest developer outside of China, you should contact me and register your interest. So let's get into the nitty-gritties. Let's get into the actual results that you can achieve through this investment. Now I'm going to show you the model video that EMAAR have just published of the 5-bed villa in Oasis. It's amazing, the way, the layout, like I've sent it to, you know, all of my clients who have registered for this new launch and who have already bought Oasis from me in the past. They absolutely love it. So the floor plan, everything, the way the EMAAR actually builds the opulence inside the villa, the sunlight coming inside the basement, and so much of a space, very well thoughtful, very functional floor plan that EMAAR have created in Oasis, and very less number of villas. Keep this in mind. So these kinds of opportunities, whenever the private developer gets his hands on 9.8 million square meters of land, you will be seeing a lot of factory made houses. So I'm not going to name any developer, but again, you know what I mean. So if you know, you know. For the people who are new to this channel, This is where our Oasis master plan is, only 3,100 villas, price per square feet. So the potential starting from you're entering at 2,000 price per square feet, and the potential, the gap between ready versus off plan is around 1,000 square feet. So this is a very conservative figure. So if you wait it out until 7-8 years, I can explain in detail. I have already explained it in my previous video, which I can leave the link in the description. You can watch that so you can understand what Knight Frank is explaining about it. This is where EMAAR is creating their Grand Polo. This is Damac Riverside. This is where the Heights Country Club and Wellness, which will be upcoming. This is where Damac Islands, which is a very well-hyped master plan inside Dubai right now. To understand the kind of a master plan that EMAAR is coming up with, this is our Emirates Living. Right next to Emirates Living, there will be an upcoming master plan by BIG. I have my eyes and ears towards it. I'm going to be informing you firsthand whenever it will be hitting the market, but this is a very prime land. Price per square feet is touching above 3,500 and 4,000 price per square feet mark. It's right next to Dubai Marina. This is your JVC. This is your Arjan, Barsha, close to all the major locations of Dubai. This is your Jumeirah Golf Estates 2. Now Jumeirah Golf Estates 2, I got these questions, like a lot of people who contacted me for Oasis. They asked me like if they were to go with Jumeirah Golf Estates 2 or Oasis. Now it's a very big master plan. No doubt the master plan is great, but on a 5 million square meters of a master plan, you are getting 22,000 residential units, and 9.8 million square meters of land, you're only getting 3,100 villas, only villas and mansions. So you see what I'm trying to explain here. This is an opportunity in which you can maximize your ROE. Let's imagine if any other community is performing 100% on ROE, you will be seeing 200% ROE in that community. Let's just put it right there. So I'm going to give you the numbers so that you will understand more. This is our major player of Dubai economy. Now another Dubai Square Mall has been announced. In the next 3 years time, Alabar have announced that the mall will be handing over, even if it's handing over 2 years later. But the kind of a mall, 180 billion dirham worth of an investment EMAAR is doing, this will bring a lot of value. Now at this part is our Dubai Mall is. This is our Dubai Creek Harbor. All of these major locations, Dubai Hills Mall. Dubai Hills Mall is located here. So Dubai Hills Mall, the downtown Dubai Mall, beach, everything is close to the location of like the proximity of 30 to 40 minutes from Oasis. Al Fair Road expansion is also happening. So all of those things which I have already spoken about, but just to give you a brief idea. Very beautiful community. Let's get into the numbers and understand what are the transactions going on in the best comparison community to this master plan. Now to compare Oasis, we should really look at apple to apple, but still, just let's be very conservative and understand what is our potential here. So this is basically DXB Interact. I want to give you much more information. I just don't want to give you the transactional data to understand like this is what is going to happen. But in the start of this video, I wanted to give you an idea of how the economy is thriving, why the absorption of these properties are going to be very high on the handover, and why EMAAR is going for the early handovers inside the city, and the household numbers and everything. This gives you that kind of a idea. Now I haven't gotten into the topic of the greenfield FDI, what is happening there, which I'm going to talk about in the later videos. Let's stick to the topic of Oasis right now. Now this is Emirates Hills. Now these are the transactions of 2025. 38 million, 90 million, 85 million, 82 million, 100 million, 43 million, 13 million. It's all like ranging from like 4 to 7 beds of villas. Now 260 million, another transaction. Now these are very normal transactions if you were to look at in Emirates Hills. There are so many variations as well, but I take Jumeirah Islands as the best example for Oasis. Now if you look at the Bayut, see that properties which are being listed right now in Emirates Hills. So this property, 6 bedroom, 62 million, 150 million for 8 beds. Now someone must have redone it, which is why it reaches to a point, but the area, the plot, which is very important. If you were to pick up the biggest plot size, you have this kind of a potential for your property. 150 million listed, 31,000 of a size, 150 million, 32,000 of a square feet of a plot. Now another 90 million, 14,000. This is, I think 14 to 15,000 is our best comparison for the 5 beds in Oasis, more or less the same kind of. Now, if you have seen this, if you have watched this video carefully of the model villa in 5 bed, which is like almost finished, you get the idea what I'm talking about. The kind of a space outside of the villa and spanning over to the plot, you know, that kind of an opulence if you're getting, and any of the villa, and the price on the payment plan, the value that you will be seeing in the next 3 to 4 years time, it's going to be amazing. But I still believe in holding these kinds of assets for at least 7 years, 6 years, so that you can maximize your ROE. See, anyone who is buying from me, the Oasis, they're not buying to flip. They're buying to hold onto these assets for a very, very long time. So these are not the kind of an assets that you will flip. You can do equity release, you can do diversify into any other stuff, but these are the kind of assets that you always hold. These are the once in a lifetime kind of an investment, like Palm Jubilee Villas. 90 million, 159 million, 18 million. Now this is very small, kind of a 2,600 square feet. So this is not the best comparison. 130 million, 62 million, 18,000 square feet. Again, 79 million, 13,000 square feet. 62 million, 18,000 square feet, 6 bed. So this is the potential that I was talking about. Now let's look at the Jumeirah Islands transaction. Now Jumeirah Islands 5 bed, 13,521 of a plot, 8,450 of a built up area. The price of a transaction is 36 million. Happened this year. 177% appreciation from the initial price. Another transaction, very well matured community. This is a very well matured community by Nakheel. Concept is more or less the same, but again, Oasis is much more innovative, highly innovative, modern designs. And also the community density is very low, keeping that in mind. And the layouts are much more functional. You don't have to break it down and redo the villa, but this is the potential that I just wanted to give you. The 5 bed, 13,000 square feet, 8,400 built up, 30 million. 5 bed, 12,914 square feet of a plot, 8,500 built up, 31 million, 213% appreciation. Now let's look at the current listings on Jumeirah Islands in the property portals right now. Now this is a 4 bed, 11,914 square feet of 40 square feet of a plot. 21.5 million is listed at. Now this is 5,954 square feet, 34.9, 5,700 square feet, 26.7. 21 million for 8,800 square feet. Renovation opportunity, it is mentioned here on the listing. So, you know, it needs the kind of a touch. Now, another 4 bed, 8,800, 21 million. Another 4 bed, 23 million. Let's look at specifically the 5 beds. Now, the 5 beds, 35 million, small size, 34 million, 34 million, 34 million. Now, 46 million for the bigger size of a plot, 12,693 square feet, which is the best comparison for Oasis 5 bedroom villa, 46 million. Now another 7,500 square feet, private pool and everything. The plot size is huge, 70 million. So again, small size, but again, look at the value, 40 million, 36 million, small size, 35 million, small size. And nothing compared to the 5 bed of Oasis, but again 40 million. This is the potential that you are seeing. Your risk to reward ratio, the reward is much higher, risk is much lower, because you're buying something very undervalued in off-plan state and you're not paying full. The community will deliver in phase by phase, and you will see the maturity in different kind of timelines, which I can personally inform you what is the right time to resell if you're buying just for that purpose of making the most profit out of it. So just wanted to give you an idea. I couldn't stop talking about this opportunity. I know I've been talking about it for the past several videos, but again, this is the best opportunity there is right now in the market. Very safe option. Bashir Villas is also coming up on Hudayriyat Island. Again, very beautiful opportunity, very safe asset. So if you're seriously looking for any kind of an asset in Dubai which are highly liquid, and you really can't decide which community and what kind of assets to pick, so I can get into the details. I can give you all kinds of, right now in Dubai, there are not many opportunities like this available. Look at all the villa communities in Dubai right now. Nothing like this is hitting the market. This is the most safest option and a very high reward that I'm seeing in the next coming future. Now, the EOI phase is ongoing. 8th December is the broker brief, and the 9th will be the allocation day. So before that, if you see my video, if you watch my video and you really want to book yourself in the priority, please contact me on the given number. We are the #1 agency of EMAAR. I've been working with this agency for the past 3 years, and I haven't had the failure of securing any of my clients' unit if they have contacted me before the launch. Anyone come after the launch, the probability becomes 50-50, but again, I can try best for you to secure your unit. So if you're watching this video and you think that someone can benefit from this, please share it with them. I just want to add value for free so that anyone who is seriously looking and he really wants to see through the hype, because a lot of clients who have contacted me, they were in touch with other agents, and whenever I have given them all the information of why certain investments work and why certain investments won't work, they got really amazed. So there is a lot to learn and educate to a lot of people who are coming to Dubai, and they are getting in the hands of those brokers who doesn't know what they're selling. So I hope you like this presentation. If you want to register your interest with EMAAR Oasis or any other EMAAR launches, please feel free to contact me. Thank you for watching. Matlu Ahmed Khan, Aeon and Trisel, signing out.